welcome to today's episode of Afro Scientific Spirituality. My name is Ife West. If this is your first time on the channel, you are highly welcome. This is a place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concept from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'll be talking about two deities that are very similar. And these are the deities called Baron Samedi in West African voodoo and also in Asian voodoo, and Anubis or Ampu or Impu, the god of the dead in the Kushite Kemetic spiritual pantheon. You can also call it the ancient Egyptian pantheon of gods. These are two deities that are very similar in nature, in characteristics, in behavior, and in symbolism or what they do. I will say that these deities are the same, but you can find one in West Africa, and you find the other one in the nine value spirituality. One thing you need to know about spirits, we have different spirits that perform different functions in life. And you find out that if you go from one culture to another, by this I mean indigenous culture, you will find these similar deities, but due to the way people interact with them, the people of that certain location, they have different names for these deities. But if you look deeper, you find out that this spirit is exactly the same, but as people's culture, languages are different, people's way of interacting with nature or with forces of nature are also different as well. So you're going to find Baron Samedi in West Africa, in Haiti as well, due to the issue of the transatlantic slave trade. When people were taken from Africa, they took this deity there. It is the same deity, Baron Samedi, in Haiti, in America. It is the same Baron Samedi in West Africa, okay? Our people took it there. So it's the same deity. It is also the same deity in ancient Egypt. So what you're going to find about this Baron Samedi is one of the most dreadful, most dangerous, or most well-respected and popular deity in African spirituality. In West Africa, Baron Samedi is regarded as the deity that is in charge of the dead realm, the death energy, death essence, the spirit of the dead. So Baron Samedi is a spirit that represents death and also life, resurrection and death. Something like you say Jesus, where you say, I am the resurrection and the life. Baron Samedi is the resurrection and the life of voodoo, of African voodoo. Baron Samedi is the resurrection and the life in African spirituality in West Africa. In West African voodoo, you will see this spirit symbolizing death. You will see him dressed up as bones, wearing shiny clothes, mostly in suits, always with cigar, smoking and drinking. It represents everything that is good in life: happiness, love, peace, sorrow, pain, sadness, distress, excitement, enjoyment. So is the spirit that represents life. His philosophy is that life is short, so do not waste it. Enjoy it and live life to the fullest. So it's also, by that, he also represents life and sex. So Baron Samedi is a spirit that people must go through his door, whether you like it or not. We all came here. Anything that is living must die. We all have an expiring date as humans. Okay, we don't live forever in this flesh body. So we all have to pass through his gates, and we have no option than to reverence him. Even if you choose to ignore him, you will die one day, and you're going to meet him, you're going to pass through his gates. So Baron Samedi is a deity that is well respected, and due to the fact that people are afraid of death, they are usually afraid of him. You can find him in the cemeteries, in places like caves, the junction, 3 road junction, 4 road junction. You can find him anywhere. It's a deity that is everywhere. Death is an energy that encompasses the whole world. So death is everywhere, and death is equals to life. So it's an energy that we need to appreciate, we need to acknowledge, we just cannot ignore. So it's something that we must deal with. So we have no option than to deal with it. And in African spirituality, the main focus is the veneration of our African ancestors. These are people that have gone before us. And these people, all of them have died. They are spirits, they are immaterial. They have left their physical body. And all these spirits, they have to pass through the gate of Baron Samedi. So in order for us to make contact with those African ancestors, we also have to go through Baron Samedi. He's in charge of the dead spirits. He's in charge of the gated spirits. So we must meet him. We must approach him. We must acknowledge him. We must give him his dues, the silver coin, or whatever you call it, his sacrifices, offerings, to acknowledge his power. Death is, I will say, the strongest power on this earth, because everything that have life must also die. So Baron Samedi is a powerful deity that we just cannot ignore him. If you are practicing African spirituality and you want to really practice, you must acknowledge the principle of death. It's either you're dealing with Baron Samedi, or you're dealing with Anubis, or you're dealing with Santisima Mourete. These three deities, I will say they are the same. Santisima Mourete is exactly the same thing as Baron Samedi, but it's the Mexican version of Baron Samedi. In a way, the Mexican version, she's the spirit of death and resurrection and life, and she's the same with Anubis. Okay, so these three deities, they perform the same functions, but they are found in different parts of the world. I will say they are one spirit. Let's think of this as the case of the 4 blind men that interacted with the elephant. The one that touched the leg of the elephant said that the elephant is a tree. The one that touched the side of the elephant said that the elephant is a wall. While the one that touched the tail said that the elephant is a snake. All of them are correct. So this phenomenon of death, the way you view it from your side of the world, that is the way you perceive it, that is the way you know it, but it's everywhere. So Baron Samedi is one aspect of this. It's a very deep primer aspect of this death energy that you're going to find. Santisima Mourete is another aspect of the death energy again. Then you're going to find this in Kushite Kemetic spirituality. It's another aspect of the death energy. Anyhow, you can be able to relate with it. What you perceive is this energy is what you will take it to be, but it is there. So Baron Samedi is a very primal aspect of this energy due to the ancient connection of the African people to it. So when you come to African spirituality, you're going to meet Baron Samedi. People approach him a lot for different requests. Baron Samedi does so many things. People that are sick, they want to leave, they'll go to meet him for healing. People that want to change situations, he's very fast in changing situation and bringing something to an end. He's very fast in new beginnings, on crossing. When you're tired of or you want change in your life, Baron Samedi will be the best deity for you to meet. He's very good at bringing changes, fast changing, disrupting situations, bringing new things into reality, into existence. So a lot of practitioners, they work with Baron Samedi for this very, very purpose. And he's very active and he's very fast to work with. And his mode of working is something I've experienced that you cannot be controlled. He does things his own way. So when you call him to change the situation, he can change the situation in the way that you will not expect it to happen. So it's unpredictable. So it's a deity that you kind of want to be careful way before you approach him, because the way he works is different. He's very good at bringing things together at the right time, and you just allow him to do it. Things is a deity that cannot be controlled. Okay, you don't control him, you don't control deaths, you let them do their thing the best way possible. So Baron Samedi is a very powerful deity, and is one of the deities you need to make contact with in your practice in African spirituality. If you want to go into necromancy, the act of working with the dead, is in charge of that department. So you have to work a lot with Baron Samedi, and there are many things he can teach you: how to make contact with the dead, how to invoke the dead, how to do different spells that can activate the dead or dead energies. Baron Samedi is very good for this kind of things. He's excellent in this regard. So it's somebody that you really need to get in your arsenal. His offerings are usually rum and cigarettes, same as Santisma Moretti. He accepts food, things that living people accepts. You can give him his offerings anywhere. The best places is to put his offerings in the cemetery, and you can also drop his offerings in the three road junction. Three road junction, four road junctions are regarded as a gateway to the spirit world. Due to the convergence of different energies, they are usually a place that have vortex energies is vibrating and circulating. So when you approach these kind of places, not all of them have this quality. There are some junctions that are dead, but there are some particular ones that have this. When you go to some three road junction are much more powerful than others. There are some you will go to, the winds will be blowing. When you see the winds blowing in a very strong way, you know that this place have a lot of powerful psychic energy. When you pick in your junctions for offerings, there are different ones that have different energy. Not all of them are the same. So this is something you need to know. There are some that are stronger than others. You can find one that have lots of energies coming in. You will know this by the winds that is moving there. You can feel the wind. You can actually feel the energy of some places that you go to. If you can feel the place have a very strong psychic energy, it's the best place for you to do this kind of offerings. You make contact, you can leave the offerings there. So Baron Samedi is a deity that you just cannot ignore when you come to African spirituality, especially Voodoo, West African Voodoo. You must cross the gate of this deity. Even when you're practicing Kemetic spirituality, you just cannot ignore Ampu. Ampu Anubis is also the god of the dead too. Is one of the most ancient deities in ancient Egyptian, ancient Egypt, ancient Kush. It's the same thing with Baron Samedi. I will say they are exactly the same thing but different name. Is represented with the head of a dog or a jackal, and is the one that is in charge of judging the hearts of men when they before they cross into the spirit world. Same thing Baron Samedi does. He weighs your heart against a feather, and if you are found wanting, a giant crocodile will devour your heart, and you will be repatriated back to this world to complete your lesson, or you'll be deported back to this earth. You're reincarnated back. You cannot join the halls of the ancestors. So this deity is a very powerful deity. If you're practicing Kemetic spirituality too, the first deities you're going to come across, you will meet Ampu Anubis. When I started practicing Kemetic spirituality, it was the first spirit that appeared to me. I met him, and a lot of things happened. So it's a very active deity. These dead spirits, they are very, very active because the world belongs to them. Everything in the world will pass away. These spirits are here at the beginning, they will be here at the ending. So these are very powerful spirits. And if you want to be serious about your practice, these are the spirits you must actually make contact with. You have to go to them, you have to venerate them, you have to pass through their gates. They have many lessons that they will teach you. So I will say that Baron Samedi is the West African version of Anubis. Okay, Baron Samedi also have a wife, which is Mama Brigitte. Mama Brigitte is also a deity of the dead, and she also works in the area of almost the same things that Baron Samedi does. And Mama Brigitte is also a fierce deity, just like him. People work with her, especially people that are seeking justice, people that are seeking revenge. They feel that they have been wronged in one way or another. You can approach Mama Brigitte. She works very, very fast for this kind of things. So both of them actually go together as well. In African spiritual, our deities, they have a wife, they have a male and female counterparts. Okay, so we have the male version, we have the female version. All of them have wife. Okay, they are not gay. I will say this again. So we have male and female versions or counterparts of our African deities. So his wife is Mama Brigitte. Okay, so you're going to find the symbol with the cross, and it's very easy to work with, actually. Very easy deity. People should not be afraid of him. We are all going to die one day, so you better start learning about death. The more you learn about death, the more you appreciate life. This is the way it goes. Okay, so I want you guys to check him out and tell me what you think about him. He's one of the deities that you just cannot ignore. You can see him, his picture is very popular. In this movie, American Horror Story, it was the one that was depicted, that depicted Baron Samedi as Eshu, as Baba Legba. Okay, Baba Legba is different from him. Most people mistake him and Baba Legba together. They are totally different deities. Okay, most times people mistake them that they are one and the same. Eshu is different. Okay, Baba Legba is the deity of the crossroads. Okay, is Eshu. Is the one that you go to when you want to meet the rest of the spirits. But when you want to deal with the dead, you are talking about deaths now. No other attachments to it. Who is in charge of that realm? You're talking to Baron Samedi. Okay, so most times before you go to Baron Samedi, you first go to Eshu. You greet Eshu, you give Eshu his due. Then after you have given Eshu his offering, the next offering is for Baron Samedi. Okay, when you go to the cemetery where they bury dead people, Baron Samedi is in charge of the cemetery. You don't need to do anything about Eshu again. You just go straight to Baron Samedi. He's in charge of the dead. Okay, so this is what you need to know for this particular video. So I hope that I have been able to clarify these differences here. He is a very powerful deity, and you're going to learn a lot of things by working with this deity. Okay, you're going to learn a lot of things. It's actually the resurrection and the life. So it will give life to anything that you are doing. If you want prosperity, love, health, it gives life to all these things. It's a God of new beginnings and also endings as well. So you're going to learn a lot of things from making contact with him. So I want you guys to start making contact with him, and you can get this experience from working with him. So I always said it that if there's any deity worth venerating in this life, it is death, because it's something that we just cannot escape. And the spirit of death is very, very powerful in this planet. We are bound by this pact to die and to come to life, to experience life, to live and to die. We are bound in this cycle. So we are under their domain. Okay, so life is equal to death, death is equal to life. So it's something that you cannot be afraid of. Okay, you just need to face it as a man. They say when death stares at you, you have no option than to stare back. So it's better you start taking the initiative now and learning how to live a very full, fulfilling life without regrets. So this is the way I see it. This is my own philosophy of this whole thing. So it's a deity you want to get in contact with, and you will learn a lot of things from making contact with these deities. So this is what I have for you today. Questions or comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. You might want to hit the notification bell close to the subscribe button, so anytime I post something on this channel, you will always see it come onto your feed. Then if you want to learn about African spirituality, you want to learn how to make contact with Eshu Babalegwa Baron Samedi, you want to make contact with Ampu, you want to have a powerful spiritual connection or understanding of African spirituality, my website is here. Is the River of Knowledge. It's a very powerful website. You're going to learn a lot of resources from here. So I want you to register and start the classes. The class will last for 6 months. Within 6 months, you're going to learn so many things that will take you to the next level of your spirituality. Then if you want to read my book on quantum physics and African spirituality, the book is here waiting for you. It's a PDF copy. It contains a lot of scientific or metaphysical evidence of the scientific validity of African spirituality. You're going to get it here. Then if you want to do your spell work, your law spell, hexes, pacts, how to work with pacts, the whole 9 yards, my number is right here on the screen. You can add me on WhatsApp. You contact me, we can talk. You want to do your oracle readings, your tarot readings, I do all this stuff. Okay, with that being said, I thank you very much for watching me today, and I'll be seeing you in the next video as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.